According to Jesus, loving one's family is of utmost importance, and this can be seen throughout the Bible. In Matthew 15:4, Jesus quotes the Old Testament, saying, "Honor your father and mother, and anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death." This shows that Jesus values the importance of respecting and loving one's parents. He also emphasizes the significance of family relationships in Mark 7:9-13, where he criticizes the Pharisees for neglecting their parents while claiming to be devout. Jesus teaches that loving one's family is not just a moral obligation, but also a fundamental aspect of loving God. In Matthew 22:37-40, he says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself." While this passage is often interpreted as a command to love those outside of one's family, it also underscores the importance of loving those closest to us, including our family members. In fact, Jesus' teachings on family are rooted in his understanding of God as a loving Father. In Matthew 6:9-13, he teaches his disciples to pray, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name," emphasizing God's paternal love for humanity. This image of God as a loving Father reinforces the idea that family relationships are sacred and deserving of love, care, and devotion. Moreover, Jesus' teachings on family are not limited to the nuclear family, they also extend to the broader community. In Matthew 12:46-50, when Jesus is told that his mother and brothers are waiting to see him, he responds by saying, "Who is my mother? And here are my brothers," and then adds, "Here are my mother and my brothers, for whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother." This statement highlights the importance of spiritual family ties, suggesting that our love and commitment to one another should transcend biological relationships. The early Christian community, inspired by Jesus' teachings, placed a strong emphasis on caring for one another as a family. In Acts 2:44-47, we see that the first Christians shared their resources, looked out for one another's needs, and worked bread together, demonstrating a commitment to loving and caring for each other as a spiritual family. This practice of mutual care and support is rooted in Jesus' command to love one another as I have loved you, John 15:12. Jesus' teachings on loving one's family also emphasize the importance of forgiveness, compassion, and mercy. In the parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15:11-32, Jesus illustrates the depth of God's love and forgiveness for humanity. The father in the parable, who welcomes back his wayward son with open arms, represents God's loving and merciful nature. This parable encourages us to extend similar love, forgiveness, and compassion to our family members, even when they fail or disappoint us. In conclusion, Jesus' teachings on the importance of loving one's family are deeply rooted in his understanding of God as a loving Father and the value he places on human relationships. By emphasizing respect, care, forgiveness, and compassion, Jesus encourages us to prioritize our family relationships and to love one another as we love ourselves. As we strive to follow Jesus' teachings, we should recognize the significance of nurturing and cherishing our family bonds, both within our immediate families and in the broader community of faith. By doing so, we can build stronger, more loving relationships that reflect the very heart of God's love for us.